What's up, everybody? Today I have a guide for you on how to make money in Dekaron. This video was suggested by Mr. Caffeine 1917. He had the comment with the most upvotes on the last video. Again, this is how I'm going to be making videos in the future. If you want to see your video or your suggestion, make sure to go down in the comments right now, leave your comment, and if it gets the most upvotes, then that'll be the next video that I work on. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so where do I start? I'm going to break this down into 4 sections. The first section is going to be the dshop, the second part is going to be alt farming, and the third part is going to be dungeon drops, followed by the last part, which is events. Okay, the first thing I'm going to mention is the dshop. Now, personally, I prefer to play the game free-to-play. That's your choice whether or not you want to do that, but by far, without a doubt, the best way to make money in the game is the dshop. And what do I mean by that? It is buying premium items and then selling them to other players. It kind of depends on what's in the shop, but like, for example, right now, this accessory gem selection box, it's less than $10, and it's worth quite a bit, I would say, because you can choose from multiple different things here. I would say at least 8 graces, if not more potentially, especially if you hang on to it and sell it later. Different things in here are worth different amounts of money. You can see what people are trying to buy and go from there. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'm sure that's not what most of you are interested in. Now, outside of spending money, the best way, in my opinion, to make money in Dekaron, and I've had success with this in the past too, is alt farming. Now, what is alt farming? Alt farming is where you make multiple alt accounts and then you auto farm them in different locations. Optimally, you would do this with like 5+ accounts, and you would run them using the free holy water you get in your level up package. And you want to set yourself up in a map area that's around your level, and you are going to be farming a couple different things, and I'll show you what you're going to be farming. So you're going to be farming materia ghost fragments, you're going to be farming anger fragments, and you're going to be farming insanity fragments. Those 3 items right there you can save up, and that is going to make you a good amount of money. You can go in the agency to see what they're worth, and that changes over time. But overall, they're consistently. Let's see. Sorry. They're consistently worth a lot, right? So you can see here, people are selling them. Even the cheapest one, you're selling 999 of them for about a grace. The anger fragments, it looks like about 2k is worth about a grace. And then the insanity fragments, it looks like probably like 2 or 3k is worth about a grace as well. So very good to farm. You farm them on your alts. You make the alt accounts. You set them up. You get them to a high enough level to where you get the free holy water packs. I think you have to get up to like level 90 or something. I can't remember. But then you set them up and you farm them. Now, there is a way to make your AFK farming even more efficient, and you can do that by using treasure hunter runes. Now, there are two areas in the game where you can do a quest and you can get treasure hunter runes. So the first one is Norak Cave, and you get it from this NPC right here. It's called like Davici's Revenge or something like that, or Davici's something. But you'll take the quest, and when you have the quest, you can check here, and you can go to the rewards, and you'll see that you get a 3-day treasure hunter rune. But all you have to do is you grab the quest, it's Davici's something, and then you come here and you complete the Norak solo dungeon 1 time, and then you get the 3-day treasure hunter rune. So what I've done in the past is you create like 4 or 5 alt accounts, you level them up to the point where they get their holy water. You make sure that they have a pet so that they can automatically pick things up. I think the pet comes in the level up package, and if it doesn't, what you do is you just trade over some materia spirit pieces, you exchange them for seeds, and you can go to Jack, and you can exchange that for a normal pet egg for 150, super cheap. I think you get one in the package, though, I can't remember. But yeah, and then you set them up and you farm them. Now, if you have the treasure hunter rune active, you also have the potential to get a couple other things as well. You can get soul stones. Soul stones are not worth a ton, but you can also get R gates. R gates have pretty good value, but the number one thing that you can get that is worth a lot is keys. So if you look here, you can see people selling these Tristy keys. They sell anywhere from, I'd say, 2 to 3 bill, and that adds up really quick. So that is another really good way to make money, is just alt farming, spirit pieces, anger pieces, insanity pieces, keys, R gates. You can even sell the gemstones and the fortress vouchers. Those add up as well. You can see here gemstones, probably about 500 mil for like a full stack. And then fortress vouchers, same thing. Save them up. A full stack's about 500 mil or so. If you do this on multiple accounts and you stick to it, you can actually make quite a bit of money. I've done it in the past when I really needed to save up for something, but I don't personally love alt farming a lot, so there is that component of it. So anyway, number 1, dshop. Number 2, alt farming. The third way to make money is dungeon drops. Now, Dekaron is not the most rewarding when it comes to farming dungeons. I'm just going to tell you this now. It just really isn't. However, there are certain things that you can farm in dungeons that are going to make you a decent amount of money. Again, unless you're doing this on multiple accounts, the amount of money you're going to get is going to be fairly limited. But that being said, there are some options. The first one that is easy that anyone can farm that has a pretty good value is Cardia. Now, Cardia... let's see if anyone's selling any. As you can see here, it looks like cheapest, someone's selling Cardia for 70 mil each, right? So that adds up pretty quick. 9 Cardia, 600 mil, not bad. Now, where do you get Cardia? Cardia drops from solo dungeons, so you can complete any solo dungeon to get Cardia. The main dungeon that I tend to farm it from is the Norak Secret Arena, which is the one that we were just at a minute ago. That is on the Norak Cave map. You can do that 2 times a day for free, and Cardia drops most of the time. So if you're doing that on one account or multiple accounts, you can sell those and you can make a bunch of money. Cardia is frequently bought because you need it to make one of the best earrings in the game, the Majestic Earring or the Majestic Sapphire Earring. One of the earlier on upgrades requires 1,000 Cardia, so Cardia pretty much always sells. So that's a good thing to farm. Doomed Maze is another dungeon you can get it from. Another way is if you run the maneuver dungeon in the Elenome map, you can do that one 6 times a day, and maneuver at the end does have a chance to drop Cardia, pretty high chance. So that is also a really good place to farm Cardia. So Cardia is another option, and I like Cardia because it's a low level. It's an item that even low levels can farm. So I definitely think that is a good way to make money. The other items that I'm going to suggest are definitely a little bit higher level. Shining Cardia is another really good one. Let's see if there's anyone selling them. No one's selling them right now. But these Shining Cardias, these are also worth quite a bit. They drop from the solo transport dungeon on the Requiesce Beach Seashore map. And these sell, I'd say, upwards of 300 mil each, if not more. So that's another thing that you can farm. That same dungeon drops pirate coins right here, and they have a similar value. So that is another good item that you can farm. And I guess I could show you where that is really quick. But that dungeon, it's once a day for free, so you're not going to get a ton unless you're running it on alts. So like for me, for example, while I'm farming that, I have like 4 different accounts that I can complete it on, so I can complete it 4 times a day. Anyway, you go to Requiesce Beach Seashore, and you just come down here, and this dungeon is right here. Like I said, Shining Cardia and pirate coins. You can get both of them here, as well as what was it? Synced. You can also get synced sailor rings, which you can craft into submerged sailor rings and etc. The synced sailor rings are worth probably anywhere from 30 to 60 mil each. You can also get a fallen sailor ring drop, which is probably worth about 500 mil each. So that's another item that you can farm. Yeah, so that's a good dungeon. Again, you got to be a little bit of a higher level though to complete this. It's definitely not a low level dungeon. Another dungeon that is really good for farming is the Colosseum dungeon. The Colosseum dungeon is located down here in the Colosseum. It's a solo dungeon. You can also complete the party dungeon. The party dungeon you get a lot more drops from, but it's much harder. But you're going to get these Coliseum, what are they called? These champion tokens right here. So see if anyone's selling these. Champion tokens. So you can see right here, there's a bunch of people selling them, somewhere from 300 to 400 mil each. This seems a little expensive to me, but again, they're easy to farm. You can get a bunch of them, and you can sell those for a bunch of money. There are other things that drop in the dungeon as well. That you can get, you can actually get accessories, both from the solo and the party dungeon, that are worth a bunch of money, but they're pretty rare drops, so I wouldn't be consistently expecting those. Yeah, number one lower level thing to farm though is just plain old Cardia. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. It has it has high value, and pretty much anyone can farm it. So definitely recommending that. All of the solo dungeons, all the party dungeons, they pretty much all have the potential to drop crests as well, and crests have a pretty good amount of value. One of the easier ones to farm would be the green crest. And specifically these vitality crests right here, they drop in, I want to say, Favno's solo dungeon, and then they also drop in Sacred Claw, so from the final boss. If you get yourself a higher vit roll, so like 110 is not very high, but if you get like 140 or 150, it's worth well over a grace, or 15 to 16 bill. So that's a good one. The Elenome party dungeon also drops blue PvE crests, these ones right here. Again, it's a fairly rare drop, but you can get them, and those are worth a good amount of money too, because people are always trying to increase their PvE resistance. So yeah, at least for the lower level ends, those are the type of things you want to be farming. If you can do the level 190 Quinn's dungeon, that dungeon drops spirit and strength gems. Let's see. So these spirit gems drop in the, like I said, drop in the 190 Quinn's dungeon, which is located north of Arcadia, on the Shangri-La map. It also drops GM books. So obviously that's going to be a lot more money, but that dungeon is much harder. So when it comes to dungeon farming, those are the ones that come to mind. Obviously, if there's more suggestions, people can leave them in the comments. Now, the last money-making tip that I'm going to give is events. Now, this one I think is very overlooked, but for me personally, this has been probably the best, if not easiest way for me to make money, is to wait for good events. You get a good event that gets you some good items, and you hang on to them and you sell them later, and you can make a ton of money off of it. For example, there was an event from a while ago where I got a bunch of 25% graces. I don't even remember what it was, but I am now able, like, I have tons of them, and I am now able to sell those 25% graces for right around 12 to 13 bill, right? So, and like, that's just been a really easy source of money for me. You just got to watch the events. I can't tell you exactly how to watch them or what you're looking for, but you want to look for things that are tradable and things that aren't going to be deleted, right? And you want to take full advantage of those events, keep those items, and if they have some value at the time, that's great, but my recommendation is to hold on to them, because down the line, they're going to gain a lot more value, and you can make a ton of money off of them. Again, I've done it time and time again. As we're speaking right now, there's an event going on where you can farm these donut wings, and they are tradable. Guess what? Farm yourself some donut wings, hang on to them. Down the road, they're probably going to have a good amount of value. They are decent wings, and they probably will not be obtainable again, so, you know, it's a good way to make money. Anyway, those are all my money-making tips, or my money-making guide. Sorry for not having more visuals, but hopefully, you know, you just listen to what I'm saying here, and you can kind of fill in the blanks on that. I just gave you all the ways that I make money. I am not by any means saying these are the only ways to make money, and hopefully other people will be willing to put some of their money-making tips in the comments to help everyone out. You know, we're all trying to help each other out. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, you know, make sure to comment below what you want to see in the next video, and the comment that has the most likes will be the next video that I make. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, take care.